Couples therapy is about learning the why, understanding the deeper root cause of what some issues are about. It's about learning new tools and new ways to handle issues. It's about learning a new language and a new way to communicate. It's about validation and vulnerability.
Well, welcome back to Houston Life. That was Jenn Pinkerton, psychotherapist and connection expert, and her work really focuses on helping couples have honest conversations and build meaningful relationships.
Whether you are in a new relationship or have been with your partner for years, Jenn offers practical tips to help you deepen your connection with your partner. She joins us now with the steps to get us all started. Jenn Pinkerton, welcome to Houston Life. You are busy and you are going places. In fact, you have a TEDx talk which will be released any day, is that right?
Yes, I'm so excited about it.
Okay, your credentials, I mean, you have a really thick resume here. Talk to us, though, about relationships, because it seems like maybe starting the conversation for a lot of people is the most difficult first step. Is that a fair assessment?
Yes, and couples really don't struggle with love. They struggle with that disconnection. And so understanding how to reconnect is really the missing link.
Well, you know, I want to kind of rewind a little bit, because how did you realize you were good at helping people make those connections? I mean, when did you, because you really have a passion for it, you have an immense social media following, you know, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I love what I do, and I'm the practice owner of Pinkerton Psychotherapy, and I help couples every day. I kept seeing this disconnection with all my couples where they wanted to be closer. They had this desire to stay together, especially those couples on the brink, but they would feel lost. And understanding, having a tool to be able to go a little deeper, a tool to understand how to do it, how to facilitate that, is really important, because connection does not happen by accident. It happens by intention.
You've seen a lot, and in your podcast, you talk about what real life scenarios that some of your clients have brought to you.
I think that it's so important to get that message out, because there are couples who feel like they're alone.
Right.
They don't understand that this is a common thing, and to normalize that many couples struggle with the same things. And even if you're an individual, but you're having the same repetitive patterns in relationships, trying to understand what's going wrong. Is it me? And often the common denominator is us. And so understanding, what are we bringing to the table? Are we protecting ourselves in a way that we're not connecting?
Well, you're so well-rounded. You also are an artist. Tell us about that.
Yes, that's a passion of mine. And so a lot of my art is about therapy sayings and being introspective, recognizing that we're all enough. And so I really enjoy doing that too.
Okay, so walk us through some of these practical steps, because we mentioned at the top of the show, this applies to long-term relationships. It applies to short-term relationships. Do you find that long-term relationships, people drift without even realizing it? Because when you're dealing with family and a career and everything else that we have on our itinerary every single day, couples might not realize that they have this disconnection until it's seemingly too late?
Absolutely, and that happens to everyone. It's like the business of marriage or the business of our relationships. And then you go out to dinner and that's your date night, but do you really talk? Are you really connecting? And so this tool, this connection cards, gives an opportunity to be able to pivot, to be able to say, I want to go deeper with you. I want to really know you. And that's what actually can really save a relationship, when we understand what are the reason we even found each other in the first place.
You also have something I find interesting. It's a before you say I do. So, you know, Derek talking about, hey, we've been together a really long time, but couples that are saying, okay, I want to do this relationship with you, you have kind of a baseline for them. What is that?
Yes, I created a course called To Do Before I Do, so that before you actually tie the knot, you have a process to go through and make certain that you've hit a lot of the key points that's important to know about your partner and about yourself. And so you're going into this relationship, into this long-term decision, really feeling armed and understanding what you're bringing to the table, what maybe you need to work on, what your partner needs to work on, what they're bringing to the table, and you create a very different environment for your relationship. It's kind of a start as you mean to go on, Ray.
Okay, this is really fascinating to me. You mentioned the connection cards, which you have right here on the table. So this looks like a deck of playing cards.
Yes.
But people find questions on these cards. Well, actually, Tessa, will you grab one? Let's have an example of what a question would be. And I think the irony here, Jenn, is that
There's right there.
for so many couples, let's say you've been with your partner for 10 or 20 years, and you think, you know what, we know each other better than anyone knows. But do you find that we're having surface level conversations with our partner? Because it seems like these questions we're seeing, what's something from your childhood that you think affects our relationship? I mean, that's pretty deep.
Whoa, yeah.
Absolutely. I think that we get afraid. We get afraid to be curious, but curiosity is a bridge to connection. We don't automatically know everything. We think we do because we've been with someone so long, but oftentimes we hide true parts of ourselves. We protect ourselves, and that is really at a disadvantage because the more vulnerable we are, the more connected we're going to be.
Okay, so I saw there's a deck right here behind.
Yes.
And Derek, I pulled one. Are we going to play these
Yeah.
with each other? Okay, we're going to have these.
Yeah, I was just
on
looking for an
standby.
example. I mean,
I
so
see, I
essentially,
see.
these cards are prompting couples to go deeper
Yes.
than they typically would.
Yes, instead of just what are we going to order for dinner or where are we going to go for dinner on a date night, because most date nights just get shoved into this box of we're going to go out to eat. But instead, what if we can actually be so curious? What if we can feel like I learned something about you I did not know?
Yeah.
And you feel like it's very new. And that curiosity also adds novelty to really understanding our relationship and who is this person that I've chosen to be with.
It's also very different than, I think, falling into the routine of how was your day? What happened at work? I mean, we're all guilty of kind of falling
Yes.
into that pattern, right?
Absolutely.
And people feel alone in relationships. It's just a fact. You may love the person you're with, you may love the life you have, but if you feel very alone, that's not going to sustain. And so these cards also help you build that resilience piece, the part of you where you really can stay connected. You know how to re-find each other if you feel lost. You understand how to break that ice and to really get in a different place with your partner.
Well, I love that this isn't just for couples. This is also for anyone you want
Yes.
to forge a closer bond with. And that's where it'll come in. You're going to stick around with us. Jenn
Yes.
Pinkerton, thank you so much for being here. She's a connection expert. She's going to have some tips that are useful for friendships and professional relationships. And we're going to see how strong our relationship, Derek, is
As co-host?
co-host. Yeah.
I'm ready.
Everyone's going to find that out when Houston Life returns.
It is really interesting.